lights on. Got our engine on. And let's see what else. Wipers are what, P? Yeah, there we go. Wipers are P. I don't really look when I pull out. If you get in an accident, you have to pay. Oh, like that. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, he's a wild man. Yep. So I'm looking at the GPS down there on the right, and it's telling me my route. And you'll notice sometimes they'll have like roads and they'll put up those things saying you can't drive down through there. Now, like with a big truck like this, you need to pretty much floorboard it before you get to a hill or an on-ramp like this in order to keep up. It's sort of like you manage your momentum so that you don't have too much, but you don't get to a hill with zero momentum. That's not good either. So you see there's an intersection up here, but we go straight through the intersection. One of the things I've noticed is on a lot of these roads, the right lane has to exit. Alright, now there is this striped off white area that you could drive through, but you're supposed to kind of like get in that left lane. So that's where one of the biggest challenges of Euro road trucker is looking in the mirror and making sure if you move over a lane, there's not a car there or coming up fast. Because even if those dumbasses run into you, you'll still get the money fine. And that cuts into your profitability. So if I look over here at my GPS, it's telling me I'm going 86 kilometers an hour, and I've got 455 kilometers to go, and 7 hours. Now game time is accelerated, so let me hit P to cut off the wipers here. I'm going to leave my headlights on. There's really no, that I can tell, penalty for having them on during the daytime, but if you drive with them at nighttime without them on, eventually you'll get a ticket for driving with no headlights on. The other thing is on brights, from what I can tell, you don't get penalized for driving with your bright lights on, and the other cars don't flash their lights at you, so sometimes I'll do that. You will get a speeding ticket if you go past a red light camera and you're speeding. So far, these trucks that I've had, the majority of them on the highway are speed limited. Now I've got to exit up here to the right and then back underneath the highway to the left. There are turn signals in the game, but I don't. As a rule, I typically don't use them, which is totally opposite of the way I drive in real life. I always use turn signals. And we're behind this van. It's moving incredibly slow. If I tap that van, I could get a ticket and a charge for accident damage. So, stay off of that van. You notice I lost momentum, and now the van just pulls away. I like the scenery in this, and that's one of the things that I find can be a distraction is you're driving along and all of a sudden you're looking out the window and you're taking in all the nice scenery, and the next thing you know, you've run out of your lane or you run into something. So it is possible to run out of gas in this game. So you've got a couple gas gauges, a low fuel warning, and there are gas stations along the way. All you have to do is pull in and stop, cut off your engine, fill up your tank, or put some gas in your tank. I guess technically it would be diesel, and you're back on the road. It does take a little bit of time, and some of these deliveries are time critical, or there's bonuses paid for on-time delivery, or you lose money if you're late. See, I went in the other lane, and I got a little 400 pound, or rather I think it's 400 euro penalty for running into the other car. And you might say, hey, you're in a truck, why are you just sticking out here in the left lane? You should be in the right lane. Yeah, again, in the real world, that's probably what you should do, but because of the way the exits and the on-ramps and everything is, sometimes it's just easier to hang out in the left lane unless you know you've got an exit that's coming up you need to be in the right lane for. I don't have a steering wheel hooked up to my PC, so I'm using the keyboard for control, left and right arrows, and the W key for the accelerator, and whatever's right below the W for the brakes. Which makes it sort of difficult to reach over and take another sip of my coffee. But the idea behind this game is to drive, to take loads, to make money, to buy your own truck, to have your own garage where you can have multiple trucks and hire drivers, and I guess to have multiple truckers in your business. As I said, I've been probably playing this for maybe 2 hours, 3 hours a week. It's one of the games that I like to play in the morning because I feel like I can play it pretty well. Even if I'm not completely awake, it's not like a first-person shooter. It's a stretch of road. I was able to grab my coffee and get a drink. There is cruise control. I haven't started setting cruise control simply because I really don't think I've been that good. Oh, going out of the lane here. Since I'm halfway over, I'm going to go ahead and get in the right lane. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't do, and you could like multitask. You could go and change the radio station and a whole bunch of other things, but I haven't been good enough to master that. Looks like we're crossing the border up here. This is French. Looks like we're going into France, maybe. That look like the French flag. I've been to multiple countries in Europe. However, I have never driven in Europe. I've always used public transportations or taxis or sedans for my transportation. So I've ridden in the car and I've looked out the window, but I haven't driven. And it seems, from what I can tell, it seems to be a pretty accurate representation in terms of the way the signs and the highways look, and some other things. As an American, there's differences between this and our highway system here in the U.S. Also in this game, the UK is one of the countries you can drive into, and it's given me an opportunity, at least in simulation, to drive on what we Americans would call the wrong side of the road, or people from the UK would call the correct side of the road, which is a little bit of a challenge, but I did an okay job. Okay enough that I wouldn't necessarily be intimidated to try it in real life. That is, even though I've been to a number of countries in Europe, that is a country I have not been to yet, which would be any of the UK countries: England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Isle of Man. Haven't been to any of that yet. The other thing, this new update to the NVIDIA Shadow Play, it added frames per second counter, which I'm not seeing on the Twitch stream. I'm watching it, which I'm not seeing, but I can see on my monitor. And oops, I was looking down at the keyboard. I'm seeing like 32, 33 on my local display. Sometimes the cars will slow down, and if you've got that momentum, you don't want to let off the gas. Oh, I hit that car. Another 400 pounds, or 400 euros. So yeah, if you drive really bad, you could end up not making very much money for your trucker time. So anyway, yeah, I'm seeing 31, 37, 33 as the frames per second indication here. I've got a GTX, I believe it's a 770, so a fairly decent newer video card. Speeding offense, 550 euros, got me on a speed camera. And my computer, it's on my bio page on Twitch, but my computer is pretty new. It's a 6-core i7, so no lack of CPU power. What I don't know is whether this frames counter is just a local, how much local frames per second I've got. Oh, running out of fuel. And we've still got 205 kilometers. So needless to say, the first fuel station I see, I'll be pulling into. Whether it's local or whether that's an indication of what's going up to Twitch, because I am using the Shadowplay software to stream to Twitch. I'm not using OBS or XSplit or anything else. I'm guessing it's a local frames per second, because there was a different setting that was used for Twitch, and I tried to jack it up to 720p and 60 frames a second, but I don't think, I'm not a partnered account, and I don't think I can stream at that higher rate. So okay, we've got a gas station up here.